Salman Khan is a free man once again. The actor's bail plea was considered by the Jodhpur trial court today. And while Mr. Khan's fans and family are celebrating, the big question remains whether celebrity status is what mattered in the end.
It was a day of relief not just for Bollywood actor Salman Khan but his fans too, who broke into celebrations outside Jodhpur court as soon as Khan was granted bail. With the formalities now over, Salman is out of jail again, but clearly not everyone is as lucky as him. While Indian jails are flooded with convicts and under trials for years, it took simply 48 hours for Salman, the megastar, to walk out of the cell. Let's not forget the hit-and-run case when Khan was out on bail in a matter of 2 hours back in 2015. But are all prisoners as lucky as him when it comes to detention duration? It was on Thursday that Salman Khan was sentenced to 5 years of imprisonment by a Jodhpur trial court for killing 2 black bucks during the shooting of his film Hum Saath Saath Hain back in October 1998. The actor, who was involved in 4 cases related to the black buck poaching, has proved his invincible status yet again after wriggling out of prison like many a times in the past. No doubt too much was being read of a major reshuffle in Rajasthan's judiciary. Among those transferred overnight were 2 judges, CJM Dev Kumar Khatri, who pronounced Salman's verdict, and Sessions Judge Ravindra Kumar Joshi, who heard his bail. Even though the bail brings him interim relief, the Bishnoi community will now approach the Rajasthan High Court, and a next hearing on the poaching case is not far off. While many, including the Hindi film fraternity and Salman's fan, feel that 5 years of imprisonment is a harsh sentence, for nature warriors like the Bishnois and wildlife activists, Khan's case is a much-needed precedent to eradicate illegal hunting in India. With Akanksha Surup, Bureau Report, WION.
Joining me this evening is Senior Advocate Mrunalini Deshmukh. She's joining us from Mumbai. Good evening, Ms. Deshmukh. Thank you for speaking with us here on WION. In legal terms, if I can ask you first up, what happens next for Salman Khan?
Well, as you know, he's out on bail. The courts have put certain conditions which are there, that is, he cannot travel without the court's permission out of the country. They have put certain 50,000, which is nothing, which is there. So his life as a normal actor, as a normal human being continues. And I don't think that anything that comes in. Now, if he has to travel abroad, he has to make a permission. And my experience has been that looking at the status of the parties and the reasons that they would dole out, the courts would just ask them to give some security, some surety, and so to ensure that they come back. But yes, the fact of the matter is that within 48 hours, this man is out. He has got the quickest bail. He has got the quickest release from the jail. Because ironically, by 3:15, 3:30, I think the order was out, if I'm not mistaken. And I think, and what I see from the news report, we are at 8 o'clock and our friend is back home in Bandra at his own residence. So I have never seen in my limited experience such miraculous, magical speed at which any kind of an accused, if I may use that word, who's sentenced and who's sentenced for nearly 5 years, so that's a heavy sentence, is given this kind of, I think it just baffles me. It just baffles me. And my my heart goes out to all those under trials who are unable to have access even to legal representation,
right,
let apart such quick and speedy sort of bail and out of it.
I think there are many people in this country who are of the same opinion as you. Do you think for them this case has eroded trust in judicial processes in India?
Well, I wouldn't say it has eroded the trust in the judicial process, because the very fact that he was sentenced by the trial court for 5 years and he was convicted for it, I think that was something that has really raised the hopes that even if you are a celebrity, even if you are a star, the law is applicable to all. So I think I did in one of my interviews say I salute the Indian judiciary, especially the lower court, which after going through all the humongous evidence and 20 years of what the case was, had come to a conclusion. And I think that was something which did restore the faith. But ultimately you have to understand that the system is such that, as we all know, it's a cliched thing, that bail is a rule and jail is an exception. So I think that was what did. I think what is most surprising is the alacrity and the speed with which the whole situation was handled. And maybe it goes to the legal team of his, maybe it goes to the system, maybe there's some kind of support somewhere that's coming which is hastening the process. And over and above that, the celebrity status of Mr. Salman Khan.
I think, and that perhaps is one of the strongest things that's worked in his favor. Is it important to draw a distinction between poachers and offenders when it comes to cases like these, and when it comes to the kind of punishment offenders get when they are in violation of, let's say, the Wildlife Protection Act of India?
No, so I think the Wildlife Protection Act of India has very clearly mentioned that what amounts to an offence. So in case of this particular thing, it was not only poaching, it was even the killing of the 2 black bucks. And if I'm not mistaken, that it was also the gun, that's what I know, I have no concrete evidence, but from what I hear from the news report, is that even the gun which was used at that point of time for the killing of those black bucks the license had expired, and they did not even bother to renew it, but did not hesitate to use that on those wild animals which is there. So I think the kind of punishment, the kind of thing, because you see, one of those things which I saw, that one of the wild, these are endangered species which is mentioned in the schedule of the Act. So in one of the cases where a rhinoceros was killed by some other person who was obviously not a star, and that is why this whole case did not get so much of coverage, it was there. But he was also convicted for 7 years. So that's what the Act says, and the Act is made to protect the wildlife because these are the endangered species. And it is the duty of the legislature, the judiciary, and even us to protect the same. And offenders have to be treated in the manner that they deserve.
Absolutely.
But yes, I think what we are seeing the last 48 hours, I think is something which is absolutely mind-boggling. I can only say that. Super alacrity, which is what happened in the hit-and-run case also. You come from the city civil court, you come to the High Court, you get a bail at 5:30, you have got a bail. And I mean, at that point of time, I happened to be in the High Court when the whole proceeding happened. And I said, wow, that's how it happens. Surely.
Super alacrity, I suppose, for superstars is how it works.
To get that kind